Here's the truth. If you don't decide your priorities, your time will decide them for you. So often I hear the biggest pain point for moms and for women who are busy, juggling, working, family needs, career needs, and then desires and passions in between is just that how do you make time for what matters most in each season? It feels like some seasons are just a complete lost cause. But we're going to talk about in day 5 of Take Back Your Time Challenge how to do just that. Over the last few days of this Take Back Your Time Challenge, we've literally talked about how to identify your pain point. If you can't identify and name your problem, it's really hard to fix it. We talked about how to take inventory of your day, literally taking a snapshot of where your time is going. And third, we talked about screen time, where it is actually a silent killer for our days. And day 4, we just talked about how to incorporate more margin in our days. And so today we're tying it all up with how to make time for what matters most. If you missed any of those, be sure to pause it and go back and watch those. But today, let's talk about priorities. The first step in identifying how to make time for your priorities is that, again, you have to identify your priorities. What is important to you in this season? Is it family time? If it's family time, then we are going to need to sit and look at the way you're spending your days to make time for that family. Is that something in the evening? It doesn't work for every family to gather and connect in the evening. What about the morning? What if it could be a Saturday breakfast that is a family time? I know as my kids have gotten older, it's harder and harder to bring everybody back in the evenings. I had a friend just recently send out invitations to her kids who are driving and independent so that they could just have family dinner. Make it fun. But if that's your priority, think of creative ways to manage your time to make that happen. If another priority for you is health, then what does it look like for you to move your body, even in a 30-minute increment? I think so often we believe the lie that for anything to matter, we have to be able to do it for an hour at a time or several hours at a time. But that's just not true. You can do a 30-minute workout if that's what your day allows for, and it can still help you accomplish what matters most to you. Go back to the very beginning of this time challenge where you identified your biggest pain point. And if it was making time for what matters most to you, then you've got to be able to identify what matters most to you. And then you're going to look at your schedule and say, if this matters most to me, where does it fit in? How do you record priorities in your schedule? You need to have these rhythms of your day because, again, schedules are able to change, but rhythms are things that will sustain you in and out of seasons that may change. So I want you to think in terms of what are the rhythms of priorities that you have. You may not be able to have family dinner every Wednesday night. You may not be able to work out every single day at 9 a.m. That may change depending on whether you have kids in the home, whether you have a work meeting, whether they're in school, whether you have a sports activity. But if you have these rhythms of priority in your life, then you will be able to consistently go back to what matters most. Sometimes I get the question, how do you know like what matters most on your calendar? So a calendar is essentially a budget. Have you ever thought about that, right? Like we have a budget for our money, but your calendar is a budget for your time. And what I want you to do, your challenge today as we wrap up this Take Back Your Time challenge is I want you to put either in pen or it could be a color marker, a color of some kind that denotes to you this is priority in your calendar. And I want you to write that family time or workout or whatever it is that you're like, this is priority. And then what I want you to do is I want you to assess it each week at the end of the week and go back and say, how did I make time for that one thing that mattered most? Most of the time we forget to go back and actually analyze what worked and what didn't work. But for this is so important. This is what will help you feel like you're in charge of your time and you can take back your time. Name what's a priority for you in this season. Okay. If it's not just one thing, what are the top 3 priorities for you? But denote those differently in your calendar, whether it's in pen or a color. I'm a paper calendar girl, but I know a lot of people are virtual calendar people. Whatever you are, choose a color, make it stand out, write it down in something that isn't easily erased. We want to stay flexible. We know things come up, but for the things that matter most, we want to make time for. I hope you've enjoyed this challenge. I know I have. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. And don't forget, I've got a free download for you. It is called It's Time. Make your life count. We want to be able to take an inventory of our days. I've got free downloads of worksheets in there to help you take inventory, reflection questions for you to go through. I've got a screen time worksheet for you to fill out, and things that will help you plan rhythms of priority from here on out. And if this challenge helped you, be sure to leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to continue to help you spend this one life well.